yourself.
Ma'am, I'm Reena, and
Hmm.
ma'am, I'm
Reena?
Reena. Yes, and I have come from North, so this is my first batch with IGNOU University in Bhubaneswar.
Okay, okay. Huh.
Yeah, and I'm from a commerce background. I work as an HR manager.
Uh-huh. Then others, Amrita Patnaik, please respond. Banasmita Das. Everybody has joined and they are busy in their own work.
And
Bhagyalakshmi
I'm
Mohanty.
Pavnesh Mishra. I'm from Kendrapada. Hello. Good
Hello.
evening, ma'am.
Huh. You are audible.
Uh,
Huh, huh.
I am Pavnesh Mishra. I am from Kendrapada and I am from psychology background. And in first year MA psychology.
First year MA Psychology.
Good evening,
Okay.
ma'am.
Huh.
Ma'am, this is
Amrita.
Amrita Patnaik. I'm from Khordha. And ma'am, I'm also from a psychology background, first year
Psychology.
MPC.
Banasmita, Bhagyalakshmi, Dalvinder Singh.
Yes, ma'am. My name is
Huh.
Dalvinder Singh, and I have my career and behavioral counseling center in Bhubaneswar. I run my own center for that, and I'm from usually a technical background, but my most of the career went into organizational psychology. So I'm more dedicated to psychology right now. And even though we are into employability training into various colleges and universities. That's all, madam. Thank you.
Good, good. Banasmita?
Good evening, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, ma'am.
Banasmita, audible. You are audible. Please
Ma'am, I'm
introduce
Vanshika
yourself.
Das
Mm-hmm.
from Jagatsinghpur. I'm MA in psychology.
You are doing your MA in psychology. Jyotirmai, Mona Lisa, Payal, Priti.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Payal.
I am Pal Prithilagan,
Mm-hmm.
lecturer in education, and I
Mm-hmm.
am working in Mayurbhanj.
You are working in Mayurbhanj. Then Mona Lisa.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself Mona Lisa Varik. I am from Bhadrak and I am also background in psychology.
You have studied psychology. Okay. Then Rinki Maharana, Smruti Puja Moha.
Good
Hello,
evening,
ma'am.
ma'am.
One by one. One by one. Uh-huh. Rinki, tell.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. I am Aarti
Mhm.
Maharana. I am from Bhubaneswar. I am MA in psychology student. I am work at agriculture department.
You are working in
Thank
agriculture
you. Thank you,
department.
ma'am.
Smruti Puja.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm from Puri, and
Mhm.
I'm from. Hello.
Hello, you are audible, Smruti Puja.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm from Puri,
Uh-huh.
and I'm also background of psychology.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Okay, okay. So today we will discuss about, we will be dealing with your block 2. There, in your block 2, you are having the topics like
Ma'am, we have lost your voice.
hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
There was some network
Yes,
issue.
ma'am.
I was disconnected. Okay, no problem. So in your block 2, you are having the chapters like what I told you, uh, process of social influence, pro-social behavior, and your interpersonal attraction, and aggression and violence. So today we will start with aggression and violence, and we'll end with interpersonal attraction. Let's start with the most unpleasant thing in our life, that is aggression and violence. Under aggression and violence, we will discuss what is aggression and violence and its nature and different types of aggression. The clinical, please, all of you, please switch off your microphone. Then clinical classification of aggression. Under clinical classification, there are mainly two types of, they are classified into two groups, instrumental versus, somebody has the microphone on. Amrita Patnaik.
Ma'am, you're not audible today. Yesterday.
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
not?
Sorry, ma'am.
I am not audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, the internet is cracking, as in the voice is cracking very badly.
Voice is cracking. Fluctuation in my voice, it seems.
Reena, I think there's problem with your connection because ma'am is very clear.
But I can hear you
Okay,
all.
I'll check it
Ma'am
out.
is very
Thank you.
clear.
Huh. So regarding classification, we will discuss about instrumental versus hostile aggression, reactive and proactive aggression. Then we will discuss how aggression is measured or how to assess the aggression or aggressive behavior. The next topic will be causes of aggressive behavior. Under that, we will discuss about neurophysiological perspective, biological causes, environmental causes, and gene. And another one is environmental stressors. One is environment and the gene, and another one is environmental stressors. As all of you know that the environmental stressors like temperature, crowding, noise, all these leads to aggressive behavior, or so aggressive behavior increases with these type of stressors. And under biological causes, we will discuss about the dysfunction in our brain and some neurotransmitter like serotonin and testosterone. Then what are the nutritional deficiency that leads to aggressive behavior? These will be discussed under biological causes. It's written very clearly in your book, no need to worry. And under environment and genes, we will discuss mainly the parent-child relationship, or the parental rearing style, or the difficulties the child faces at school, and that leads to the development of aggression in his behavior. And there are some predisposing characteristics of the child that later turns the child into an aggressive adult. And the last one is environmental stressors, as I have said. The next will be some theories of aggression. Some of the theories we will discuss, and some of the intervention techniques that are used to reduce the aggression. So what is aggression? You must be having a common idea or a general idea about aggression, and all of we show aggressive behavior. Even we face aggression in our daily life. We can say aggression is the any type of behavior that is directed towards another individual with an intention to cause harm to him. When there is an intention to cause harm to another person, it is known as aggression. And it's the delivery of an aggressive stimulus, a delivery of an aversive stimulus from one person to another person with an expectation or with intention to cause harm to that uh, other person, and when the person is motivated to escape or avoid the stimulus uh, that is been initiated by the first person, it is known as aggression. So there are different ways of showing aggression or aggressive behavior. It may include physical abuse, It like kicking, fist fighting, biting, slapping, and all these type of physical abuse. Then harming with weapons. All of you know that how harmful this type of aggressive behavior is. All of you must be knowing about the 9/11 incident, our Taj blast or serial blast in Mumbai. These are all different types of aggressive behavior with weapons. Even psychological harm like humiliating someone, or relational harm such as malicious gossip to ruin someone's reputation also comes under aggressive behavior. Along with it, even social snob, that is ignoring someone's presence, can also be a powerful harm to the victim, and it can be included under aggressive behavior. When you ignore someone's presence, that is also a type of showing aggression to that person. So how aggression develops during the developmental stages of a human being. In early childhood, the child doesn't know how to talk. That means due to lack of verbal skill, the aggression is predominantly physical. But with growing age, the child shows a different type of aggressive behavior like crying, screaming, biting, kicking, throwing, breaking objects, and shows his aggression. With the increasing age, in response to parental authority and unrealistic expectation from their parents, the child shows a different type of aggressive behavior. Then during the early adolescent years, the child starts showing aggressive behavior by teasing, bullying, fighting, irritability, cruelty to animal, fire setting, destroying others valuables, gang fights, using weapons, and different type of serious offenses the child or the adolescent starts showing. So mm, even this aggressive behavior is an important component of several type of mental disorder in young people, including conduct disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, that is called as ADHD, and intermittent explosive disorder. And these need to be addressed, or these issues need to be solved to reduce aggression in any individual or in the child. So now coming to the clinical classification of aggression, Fessback in 1970, he gave a description about the type of aggression. He mainly discussed about two type of aggression. The first one is affective, reactive, defensive, impulsive, or cold-blooded aggression. The first one is hot-blooded. Sorry, cold. I said cold-blooded. It is actually hot-blooded. It is also called as affective, reactive, defensive, impulsive, or hot-blooded. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, or hot-blooded aggression, and here the person shows violent response to physical or verbal aggression which is initiated by other, and this type of aggression is relatively uncontrolled and emotionally charged. That means the individual is angry or as a reaction to some type of um, torture or humiliation by others, the person shows this type of aggression. That's why it is known as reactive aggression also. In contrast to this first type of aggression, which is usually hot-blooded, the other form or the second form is a second form of aggression is known as predatory, instrumental, proactive, or cold-blooded aggression, which is characterized as controlled and purposeful aggression. It lacks any type of emotion, and it is usually used to achieve a desired goal, including the domination and control of others. So according to flashback, there are two types. One is hot-blooded and another one is cold-blooded aggression. Now, discussing about the typology, we will discuss about instrumental versus hostile aggression. What is instrumental aggression and what is hostile aggression? This typology is an influential model that separate aggression into instrumental and hostile function. Instrumental aggression produces some positive reward or advantage to the person who shows the aggression, or we can say the aggressor, and it is usually unrelated to the victim's discomfort. It is not much related to the victim's discomfort. And the purpose of hostile aggression is to induce injury or pain upon the victim. And in this case, there is little or no, sorry, I missed it. Instrumental aggression produces some positive reward or advantage on the aggressor unrelated to the victim's discomfort. But the purpose of hostile aggression is to induce injury or pain upon the victim. There is little or no advantage to the aggressor. Simply, the person uh, does this type of or shows this type of aggression for sheer fun. Then the other type of distinction or classification is reactive aggression and proactive aggression. Reactive aggression refers to the aggressive behavior that is shown in response to a provocation, such as in response to an attack or an insult. It is manifested in both self defensive and angry action. But in case of proactive aggression, it is initiated
Madam,
without. Huh?
Madam, sorry to interrupt. Actually, I am asking if one example will be given, then it will be more meaningful actually.
Okay, okay. I'm giving you one example. In reactive aggression is usually a response to some type of provocation, whereas in proactive aggression there is no provocation. One example can be bullying behavior, teasing others, destroying others' property. Suppose a group of adolescents are talking with each other, or they are involved in any type of group behavior, and say they see someone's car parking there, and they start throwing stones at the car. They start destroying the street light. These are the type of proactive provocation. They don't get any benefit out of it, but still they show this type of aggressive behavior. But in reactive aggression, the person shows the aggressive behavior in response to some type of insult or some type of harm done to him, and he shows this type of aggressive behavior in a self defense manner, or to defend himself he shows this type of behavior. Bujipala, I hope you understand what is
Okay, ma'am.
proactive and what is reactive. In reactive, I am suppose I am showing reactive aggression. I am calm. I don't want to show any type of aggression. But you started harming me, you started insulting me, you started teasing me, and I showed the aggression as a reaction. But in proactive aggression, what happens? Mm, I am not calm. I intend to do some type of mischief, and I show this type of aggressive behavior. I am not gaining anything out of it, but I show this type of aggression. Similarly, in instrumental aggression, the aggressor similarly in this one instrumental aggression, but this produces some positive reward or advantage on the aggressor, but in hostile aggression, this aggression is to induce injury or pain upon the victim, little or no advantage to the aggression. So, this is similar to this proactive and reactive aggression. Then how to measure aggression? How can we measure aggression? There are different types of methods to measure aggression or to assess aggression. One is the rating scale, where the mother of the child or the teacher of the child rates the child on a rating scale, maybe on a 5-point rating scale, 7-point rating scale, or 11-point rating scale, and rate the child about the aggressive behavior shown by the child. Here, one example is given in your book about a rating scale, child behavior checklist. And another type of measurement of aggression is self-report measure, where the aggressor or the person who shows the aggression self-reports himself or describes or rates himself or herself about the aggressive attitude or behavior he has. Then here one example is given, boss Dorky hostility inventory, and this is a self-report measure. Then another type of measurement of aggression that is usually done by us or by any layman is observation. Observation of the overt behavior shown by any person. An example is given here, overt aggression scale. And this overt aggression scale measures 4 different type of word behaviors, especially in psychiatric patient in any ward. And this is rated by a nurse. The nurse who attends to the psychiatric patient rates the patient or the person showing aggressive behavior on a scale of overt aggression scale. The scale is known as overt aggression scale. Along with these psychological techniques or psychiatric technique, there are other methods of assessing aggression that is usually used by the justice system for measuring the aggression or for assessing the aggression shown by any type of criminal or murderer or a person under trial is official file of the police, court, and correctional agencies. Even self-report measures are used. Self-reported delinquency is one example. Psychopathy checklist revised. This is a rating scale designed to measure the trait of psychopathic personality disorder. So mainly these are the techniques of measuring any aggressive behavior. Then we will discuss about causes of aggressive behavior. How much time left? Half an hour. Causes of aggressive behavior. The causes can be neurophysiological perspective, which emphasizes the role of brain, hormone, neurotransmitter in aggressive behavior. And this neurophysiological perspective says that aggression is innate, it is not learned. That means there is no role of environment in aggressive behavior. Then the other cause or the second cause described in your book is biological cause, and this biological cause says that aggression is because of the biological processes like brain dysfunction, testosterone, serotonin, birth complication, and nutritional deficiency. These are the biological causes described in your book. So we will discuss about the biological causes. First is the brain dysfunction. The aggressive criminals have been found to have poor brain functioning. And neuropsychological tests show that they have poor functioning in the frontal and temporal regions of their brain. And another supportive evidence comes from the EEG studies that shows that aggressive prisoners are more likely to show EEG abnormality, electroencephalogram abnormality, which studies the brain or maps the brain. This shows that they have EEG abnormalities. Then another supportive evidence comes from the fact that aggressive prisoners have been shown to have reduced glucose metabolism in the prefrontal region of the brain. So we can say that there is poor brain functioning in the frontal temporal region of the brain in the violent offenders. There is EEG abnormalities. There is excessive slow EEG waves in aggressive psychopaths. There is reduced glucose metabolism in the prefrontal region of the brain of these psychopaths or offenders, according to the brain dysfunctioning. Then about testosterone, and this, as you know, this is a sex hormone. This plays an important role in shaping the aggressive behavior of people, and higher level of testosterone is usually found in violent offender. They have significantly higher level of testosterone as compared to the control group. And even in case of all of you know that testosterone is a sex hormone found in male. About female criminals, it is found that they are more likely to commit any type of crime during the menstrual phase of their cycle, because during the menstrual phase of their cycle, the progesterone level is comparatively low. Whereas they show less aggressive behavior or they involve in less criminal activities during the period of ovulation. During the period of ovulation, the estrogen and progesterone levels are high. That's why they show reduced level of criminal activities. All of you must have gone through some news that people or weightlifter, wrestlers, they take steroid to become more aggressive and hostile. Even in a normal men, when they are injected with testosterone, become more irritable and hostile. So there is an important role of testosterone in showing aggressive behavior both in male and female. In case of female, lower level of progesterone or higher level of estrogen or progesterone regulate the criminal activity. Then about another neurotransmitter in the brain that is known as serotonin. Aggressors have shown a significant lower level of serotonin in their blood. Both animal and human researchers has shown that aggressors have lower level of neurotransmitter serotonin in their blood. So this is about the serotonin. And nutritional deficiency. About nutritional deficiency, aggressive behavior is related to the nutritional deficiency. And here nutrition includes food additive, hypoglycemia, cholesterol deficiency in protein, iron, and zinc. And it is believed that early nutrition negatively impact the brain growth and development, and that impaired brain development predisposes one individual to antisocial and violent behavior by impacting the cognitive functioning, as they have retarded brain development or delayed brain development or impaired brain development. Their cognitive function is also impaired, and that leads to development of antisocial and violent behavior in violent behavior as an adult. Then about environment and genes. Environment to a great extent influences the aggressive behavior. The people show the behavior they have observed from their parents, or the way they have learned in their home, or they have been treated by their parents, they have been treated in their environment, what they have learned in the environment. And coming to this, when we discuss about parental rearing style, poor supervision, erratic and harsh discipline shown by parents, conflict or disharmony among parents, rejection of the child by their parents or by their family, low involvement in the child activity, lack of stimulation to the child, familial conflict in the child's family, all these are also responsible for showing aggressive behavior. The child, when learns this at home, he will definitely show this type of behavior. And this can be studied through direct observation in the home, and it is observed that much aggressive behavior in the children is learned by the way the parents behave towards them. They learn from their parents. In many families with antisocial children, the parents do nothing or do little to encourage polite and considerate behavior. They don't give any attention to teach the children how to behave, what is wrong, what they should not do. Even the parents show this type of behavior that is not acceptable in the society. So this is also one of the cause of aggression. And another is difficulty with friends in the school. So what are the difficulties the child experiences in the school? The difficulties may include lack of skill to participate. Some children are there, they don't have that skill to participate in a group. Some children are rejected by their peer group, and that leads or that encourages, that forces them to be associated with antisocial children and adopt their values and their views. And some children, those who have lower academic achievement, they become unemployed, they don't join another course after the completion of their school, and they also involve in different type of antisocial activities. So peer rejection, low academic achievement, lack of skill to participate, these are also different type of causes that the child faces to become an aggressive behavior or offender of law. And while discussing about the predisposing child characteristics, children with hyperactivity, all of you must be aware about ADHD disorder, or the children showing hyperactive behavior, or suffering from hyperactivity disorder. They are usually restless, they are impulsive, and they have difficulty in waiting for their turn to come in social encounters, in queues, in games. They easily provoke retaliation and get into fight. And these type of children are more prone to show aggressive behavior, or this can be called as a predisposing cause for aggressive behavior. Then delinquent children, children with low IQ, children showing irritability, children showing explosiveness, lack of social awareness, social anxiety, reward seeking behavior are the other predisposing causes of showing aggressive behavior or developing aggression in any child as an adult or even as a child. Then we will discuss about the environmental stressors. Environmental stressors include temperature, crowding, and noise. All of you must be knowing that with increasing temperature, we are more likely to show aggressive behavior. We get more irritated, we get more restless, we start showing aggressive behavior. Even when the density is high or we feel crowded, we are likely to show aggressive behavior compared to a situation where it is calm, we are lonely, we have no one to compete with, we have no one to make us irritable, we are less likely to show aggressive behavior. But in a crowded situation or in a situation where the density is high, we show aggressive behavior. Then about noise, with increasing noise, we start showing aggressive behavior. Example can be a traffic situation where you are listening the honking sound, or there is a noise of honking sound of the car and somebody hits your car, we immediately start quarreling. So these are the causes of um, aggression. Then now the theories of aggression. The theories of aggression is, first we will discuss about psychodynamic theory, and this theory has been developed by Freud. He argued that all human possess two important instincts. Psychology students must be knowing about this. The two instinct are life instinct, that is known as eros, and the death instinct, that is known as the thanatos. When there is conflict between life and death instinct, that results in self-destructive tendency, and again that is expressed in terms of aggressive behavior. And the struggle between two instinct creates a tension within us, that is in our unconscious mind. We are under stress or tension, and there is always a tendency to release the tension through a suitable way, or we search for a suitable or acceptable outlet to release the tension, and failure to release that tension leads to aggressive behavior, or we show uncontrollable aggression. And Freud's theory is also known as hydraulic model of aggression. So this is about Freud's psychodynamic theory of aggression, where the main cause is the conflict between Eros and Thanatos, and failure to outlet the tension created by this conflict is the main cause. Then second type of second theory is frustration and aggression theory. All of you or all of we experience some sort of frustration when we are exposed to external situation that creates discomfort or anger. Suppose we are in a queue, we are in an unending queue, we are in a crowded bus, we are we have failed to achieve our desired goal for which we have given much effort, and that creates frustration within us. And frustration is usually cumulative. It builds up in an individual until it is discharged via an aggressive act. When it gets accumulated, it is expressed through an aggressive act. So Dollard claimed that frustration always cause aggression, and aggression is always caused by frustration. This is according to frustration aggression hypothesis. Then another theory is cognitive neo association theory. This says that aversive events such as frustration, provocation, loud noise, uncomfortable temperature, all these produces negative affect. This negative affect produced by unpleasant experiences automatically stimulates various thoughts and memories, which provokes aggressive thoughts, emotion, behavioral tendency that are linked together in our memory. So this is according to cognitive theory, that aversive events lead to negative affect. This leads to various thoughts and memories that are linked to aggressive thought, emotion, and behavior tendencies, and prompt us to show aggressive behavior. Then another one is social learning theory proposed by Albert Bandura. Like other complex behavior patterns, we acquire these aggressive responses uh, through the observation, either direct experience or by observing others. So people acquire aggressive responses the same way they acquire other complex form of social behavior. And by observational learning, we learn how to show aggression where it is required. The another theory is script theory. What is script? Script are set of particularly well rehearsed highly associated concepts in memory, often involving causal links, goals, and action plans. And this theory has been developed by Huseman, who proposed that when children observe violence in mass media, they learn aggressive scripts. And these scripts define situation and guide our behavior. Once a script has been learned, it may be retrieved at some later time and used as a guide for our behavior. So these are the theories of aggression. Now, what intervention can be done to reduce aggression? Mainly, aggression is a learned behavior, and the parents needs to be trained to handle the children or teach the children how not to show aggressive behavior and how to deal with the aggressive behavior shown by the children, even how to control their aggression in front of their children. So different parental training program can be developed. They can be given trainings at a physical mode, or direct training can be given, or they can be shown videotapes where they will be taught how to train their children, how to handle the aggression shown by children, how to encourage the children to know what is wrong and right. Even some tailor-made program can be made for special cases where the child is a delinquent. Even the parental issues like difficulties, issues like depression, drug, alcohol problem, and personal difficulties can be dealt to reduce parental aggression. As we discussed, one of the predisposing cause of aggression is hyperactivity in the children. Special care should be taken for the children showing hyperactivity, and schools can also play important role by introducing some type of intervention in their school to control their or handle their children. So this is about your aggression. Now we'll discuss about pro-social behavior. I think we cannot cover the next two chapters today. So what is pro-social behavior, or what is the pro-social behavior is a type of helping behavior. We can say a voluntary behavior to help or benefit others. Prosocial behavior is a voluntary behavior to show or help someone or to benefit others. So there is a historical study on pro-social behavior. That study is known as Kitty Genovese study that was conducted in USA in 1990. Kitty Genovese was a bar tender who was returning to her home at the late night, and during her return, or when she entered her area, she was being stabbed by two persons. And the people or the flat or the co residents saw the stabbing or saw the injury done to Kitty Genovese, but they did not respond to that. So how or what are the cause behind the pro-social behavior and the indifference the people showed towards Kitty Genovese was explained in the study. And this study was being done by John Darley and B. Latten. John Darley and B. Platten, and the study was known as Kitty Genovese study. And while she was returning, a person named Winston mostly chased her down and stabbed her in the back. Kitty asked for or shouted for help, and one of her neighbors came out and shouted, "Let the girl alone." And after that, one by one lights were switched on, or one by one neighbors were aware that something was going there, but Nobody came to help her. There were around 38 neighbors who witnessed the case or who witnessed Kitty being killed, but nobody came to her help. And this type of indifference, this type of lack of concern, this type of apathy is known as bystanders apathy. So why people show this type of bystander apathy or pro-social or helping behavior has been studied by these two persons. And a series of studies has been done to find out the reason behind helping or not helping. So these two person found that there are two major factors that contribute to this bystander effect or bystanders apathy, and these are diffusion of responsibility, the feeling that the response is not required at the moment, and when the situation is ambiguous. These three factors influence the helping behavior shown by some person or the pro-social behavior shown by some person or bystanders effect. When there are other people other people the with the increase in the number of people around the incident diffuses the responsibility among all these people, and the person or I don't feel like helping the victim if I am surrounded by a larger number of people. If I am alone at the incident, if I see someone being harassed by a girl is being harassed by a boy in a lonely road, I will definitely come to rescue. If suppose 10 people are on the road, I I will not try to help the girl because there is diffusion of responsibility. I will start feeling that others will also come to help the girl. If they are not coming, why should I? There is some confusion. The situation become ambiguous. I will start feeling that this is a conflict or this is a quarrel between the boyfriend and the girlfriend. Why should I enter into the scene? And is am I required to enter or intervene into the situation? So these are the three causes: diffusion of responsibility, um, the doubt that whether any help is required, and the ambiguity of the situation contribute to the bystanders apathy. So, what are the stages of pro-social behavior? First stage is for noticing the emergency, that is, in how much hurry a person is in. Then, second is the interpreting the emergency as an emergency. Is it actually an emergency situation? Do I need to something, or this is a usual event? It doesn't require any type of intervention or any type of help or intervention from my side. And the third stage is assuming that it is our responsibility to help. Once we realize that it is an emergency, we start feeling that it is our responsibility to help. And in this situation, with increase in the number of witness or bystanders or people observing the situation, helping decreases. Then once we realize or take the responsibility of helping someone, we start thinking what to do, what should I do to help the girl or boy or the victim who is facing the situation. Then once I know what to do, I make a decision to help someone has faced an accident. First I will start, is it an accident happened, that is the first stage. And second is something serious accident has happened, the victim cannot get up and walk on his own, he needs help. And third is there is nobody to help the person, and I have to help that person or the victim. And how can I help? I have to call an ambulance, so or I have to call an auto and take the person to the hospital, and finally is making a decision to help. So these are the stages of helping. These are the stages of helping behavior or pro-social behavior. Now we'll discuss about the factors that help influence or affect the helping behavior. First is the physical attractiveness. The physical attractiveness of the person to some extent influences the helping behavior shown by us or shown by a person. Then second is similarity and kinship. Then third is religiosity, that it is humanitarian to help someone. God will bless me. This is my duty or ethical responsibility to help the victim. And next one is victim perspective. When I start realizing that I start realizing or I start empathizing the victim, or I put myself in the victim's place, that will prompt me, that will motivate me to help the victim. The next one is personal experience. If I have faced the same situation now the victim is facing, then I am more likely to help the person. The next is identifiable victim effect. If I know the victim or the victim is known to me, then I will definitely try to help her or him compared to a victim who is unknown to me. Then attribution concerning victims responsibility. The attribute, the characteristics the victim is having to a great extent influences the helping behavior he or she gets. So if the victim, first we think if whether the victim is deserving, the whether the attribute characteristics shown by the victim make us feel that the victim is deserving, and whether actually he needs help, then we are more likely to help. Then gender is also an important factor, where um, gender is also an important factor in showing pro-social or helping behavior. Jyotirmay Ghadei, please mute your microphone. Gender, how females are like females are more likely to show pro-social behavior compared to uh, males, and even studies also show that female are more likely to empathize, more likely to show sympathy towards the victim, and they involve in helping behavior. And age has also impact on showing the prosocial behavior. Next is personality. There are a particular type of personality, or people having a particular personality type are more likely to show this pro-social behavior. We can call it as pro-social personality. It is linked to sociability, low shyness, extroversion, agreeableness, are the personality characteristics of pro-social behavior or people showing pro-social behavior. Then effect of positive mood, that is feel good, do good, is another concept that also proves that pro-social behavior is shown, or more pro-social or more helping behavior is shown when we are in a good mood. Suppose I am happy and I find someone facing some difficulty, I am more likely to help that person. But if I am in a bad mood, I am depressed, I am busy in my problem, I am depressed or burdened by my problem, I am not going, or it is less likely that I will help the victim or someone in need. So this is about the pro-social behavior. Some theoretical perspectives are also there, but it's already time. We will discuss it tomorrow. But almost we have completed pro-social behavior. Tomorrow we will discuss about interpersonal attraction, compliance, obedience, and all these things. So may I take your leave?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Ma'am,
much.
can I ask one thing?
Ask me. Ask. No.
Hello?
No, you can ask me.
Ma'am, you have mentioned for Ma'am, you have mentioned bystander has three effects, but
By
in the book we read two major factors only.
no, if you
So
go, no, if you go through it, you will find the third factor also. Today you go through
okay, ma'am.
that one.
Thank you so much.
You can find that another one is the ambiguity of the situation also influences bystanders effect, or it has something to do with
So
the
we can write three factors instead of
three
two
factors.
factors.
In the first line, it is written as two major factors, but if you go through it, you will find that one more point is
Yeah, yeah,
also.
ma'am. I found the
Huh?
yes. There is there.
Uh,
It is there.
any more question?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.